Hi, Roussy here, Quantum Living Advocate. In this video, I'm going to talk about SEFI. SEFI is the powerhouse of the scan technology, is the shining star. But I have to say, though, that Inner Voice is a pretty darn close second. In fact, if you asked me to choose between SEFI and Inner Voice, oh my God, I would have a very, very hard time choosing. So please don't make me. They're both absolutely amazing. If there was just Inner Voice and SEFI and the scan and nothing else, and don't get me wrong, everything else is amazing too, but I would be more than happy to pay for my subscription with just having those two things. So today I wanted to focus on SEFI, like I said. What is SEFI? SEFI stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. And even though there's the word imprinter in SEFI, that's not all you can do with those frequencies. You can also broadcast them. So it's a library at this point in time, at the time of recording this, there's 250 different frequencies to choose from in that library, but they keep on adding more and more frequencies all the time, just like they keep doing with everything else in the scan. It's always being improved on. So by the time you're watching this, there might be more frequencies. Just this week, 74 in one category were added, but I'll get to it in a moment, and then 34 in another. That's just this week. A few months back, just like 3-4 months back, they added quantum flowers. I mean, it's a thing. It's regular that there's new things added. So in this library, there's different things that you could choose from. Let's go look at this module, actually. I'm going to go in and just going to show you some of the different categories. Some of the frequencies are frequencies of things that you want more of. Examples of this could be abundance, inner voice. Inner voice, I'm so used to saying this word. Inner peace is what I meant to say, which inner voice does help with. Like I'll go through it, like creativity, determination. You could clear and shield your energy, focus, forgiveness. You get the idea. So some of the categories are things like that you want to basically adjust your own frequency so that you attract more of those things. There's another category called quantum frequencies. This one is more for ailments or symptoms that you need help with, like things you want to get rid of. That category alone has 455 different ailments or symptoms. So if there's something that you're experiencing, there's a pretty good chance that there's something that we can do about it. I've yet to come across a problem that cannot be helped in some way with SEFI. So I'm just scrolling through to give you a chance to look at the different things that there are. So that's for quantum frequencies. Then next we have quantum flowers. And in this category, you have the complete set of Bach flower essences and the complete set of Australian bush flower essences. So with this, you could literally reproduce these. Maybe you're used to purchasing them. When you have the scan subscription, you don't even need to buy those anymore because you could create your own. You could imprint it in water. You can make a tincture where you mix water with alcohol if you want to be a purist about it, or you could imprint in sugar pellets, or whatever you want, or you could simply broadcast the frequencies. You could scan yourself. You don't even know what flower would be good for you. You could scan yourself and see which one would be suggested to you for you at this time. Or for a client, if you're doing this for someone else, and then from there you can imprint it or broadcast it. Well, broadcast it is actually takes place in a different place. I'll show you in a moment. So there's chakra frequencies to balance each of the chakras. In homeopathic, that section alone has 442 different homeopathic remedies. That's between the homeopathic remedies, like per se, but there's also cell salts and nosodes, and all of these combined is what makes 442. And the absolutely amazing part that I love so much about this is you don't need to know anything about homeopathy. I had zero experience whatsoever with homeopathy before having my AO scan. And I didn't even realize that homeopathy is all about frequencies, because if you're familiar with homeopathy, the way that a remedy is created, it's diluted and diluted so many times by the end, there's absolutely no trace whatsoever of the original seed that was used to create the remedy. What's left? The frequency. Homeopathy is frequency medicine. So all of the different frequencies for each of those homeopathic remedies has been captured in the EOScan. And then just like I said about the quantum flowers before, you can make your own homeopathic remedies. And if you don't know which homeopathic remedy to use, you could search by symptoms. Like I'll show you, like you could click by symptoms here, and I could type a search. Let's say I have, I don't know, bone pain. It's going to give me a bunch of different remedies that could be good for this symptoms that I just search. I could decide, okay, I don't know which one. I'm just going to use them all, broadcast them all, and print them all. Or I could scan myself, and it's going to reorder that list and put at the top the remedy, well, in order of the ones that my body at this time resonates with the most. It's going to reorder them. So I could decide, okay, I'm just going to do the four at the top, the 5 at the top, whatever, you know, you choose to do. There's different, you know, philosophies about that. But one thing important to mention, that's a distinction between the homeopathic remedies that you broadcast or imprint from the EOScan technology versus the ones that you would buy. There's no potency that you need to be wary of, because the EOScan is going to give you the exact potency that is best for you at this time. So there's no risk in taking something that is too strong or too weak, which makes it even more amazing. So yeah, that is like one of my favorite section in the SEFI. Then there's homeoenergetic frequencies. These are all about detox or support. So there's 51 in that category, like all sorts of detox for virus, bacteria, chemicals, dental, like so many miasms. You could detox from miasms with these. And then there's supportive frequencies that are in it as well. Let's check more. Which one did I do? Affirmations. Quantum affirmation is similar to the first one that I showed, where it was all about things you want more of. So that category is very similar in that regard. SEFI dots is meant to be used with SEFI dots. I wish I was prepared to show SEFI dots. They're little discs that are programmable, and you can imprint those with any other frequencies that you want. But there are some frequencies that are in the EOScan specifically created for that. I'm going to scan myself to show you, like, well, first that you can do that, and it tells me, okay, at this time my body would be asking for cellular restore. I could click here and see what that helps with, and then it even tells me where to place it on my body. And then I could imprint and wear my SEFI dots, which is amazing because then you could place it at a specific location on your body. What else? Okay, the brand new edition is called AO-Tune. There's 74 frequencies in that category. And this is the latest addition to SEFI. And unlike all the other frequencies that I've talked about so far, they're not meant to be listened to. Though everything else I've talked about, they're not meant to be listened to. They're meant to be broadcast or imprinted, and you don't need to hear them. That one is different, that category, because that category is meant to reproduce tuning forks. Instead of buying, there's all the tuning forks that are out there. You could literally have every single one of them with the EOScan subscription. And if you want to have the same effect where you could place the frequency on a specific part of your body, maybe it's a bone, a muscle, a chakra, a meridian, a pain point, whatever it may be, with a tuning fork, that's what you do. You'd be placing it some place specific on your body. You could get optional AO-Tune transducers. They're $70, and mine are in the mail because it's brand new. I didn't receive them yet, but they're about this big. There are 2 little mini speakers, if you will, and you could place them on your body, whatever, you know, you could on either side of your head, whatever you want to do. Whatever you would do if you were to use actual tuning fork, it's the exact same thing. So if you were to buy every single possible tuning fork that there is out there, it would cost you probably almost $2,000 for $70 and the EOScan subscription. You don't need to. You could have them all. So there's different subcategories in here, which are all of the same, that like tuning forks that you would buy. And okay, yeah, there's another category in here. Well, first I want to talk about the fact that you could create a playlist. You know, I said there's 12, 50 different frequencies. So if you want to help with an issue in particular, let's say it's, I don't know, hip pain or ear infection, whatever it may be, you don't want to go, okay, I'll go in this category, I'll broadcast this, or I'll print that. You could collect them all in a playlist, and you could add up to 15 different frequencies. You could see I have a playlist here that I created for abundance, and I could create as many playlists as I want. And let's say that I have another one for allergy here, and then I could broadcast this playlist to a target. Let's talk about targets now. The target could be a person, it could be a pet, it could be a space like your home, a classroom. You could even broadcast to, I don't know, your town. Some disaster happens in your town. You could decide to help the entire town and then broadcast, use that as your target. And you could have the target even be a group of people that, let's say your family or all of your kids or all of your pets, or, you know, like I'll show you here, I have different targets, myself, my cats, me and my husband, me and my daughter, like depending on, you know, what I want to do at a given time, I created different targets. So that's what you could do. Up until a week ago, that was the way to broadcast. But now there's a brand new way that is so freaking exciting. It's called multicast. Multicast allows you to broadcast frequencies like playlists. You first create a playlist, you create the profiles. Once you have that, you could broadcast specific playlists for up to 16 different people at the same time. Like I have a group that I created, just to give you an example, with my family. I could select for each person a flower. It's going to pick what flower is the most appropriate for me at this time, and it's meant to break through that emotional barrier that I may have that maybe otherwise would make me not as receptive to the frequency. I could go and select playlists, even multiple ones if I want. I could even add an intention or an affirmation to it all. And the EOScan is going to take my affirmation, my intention, and add it to the mix. And that part I find really exciting. And then broadcast this, and then the next person, I do the same. Pick a flower, an affirmation, one or more than one playlist for each person, and then boom, broadcast to everyone at once. Isn't that awesome? I am blown away by what you can do with SEFI. I've had some pretty darn amazing successes. My most mind-blown moments that I had with the EOScan have been with the SEFI section alone. Before having my EOScan, I was dealing with a debilitating neurological condition called CRPS. And the first time I was absolutely blown away with the EOScan. I used just one frequency, that's it. And my legs were swollen. I was having a CRPS flare up. The pain was excruciating. And I broadcast that one to begin with, that one frequency. And I literally was seeing the inflammation, the swelling in my legs go down before my eyes. I mean, I was so impressed. This was about 2 or 3 weeks, I forget now, after I got my EOScan subscription. And then I had since then many amazing successes with SEFI. So SEFI is absolutely amazing. I love, love, love it.